Making a little progress here today on this sunny day. Getting a dent in my wood pile too. I'm hoping I'll have enough to make it through the rest. This is the mess that I've already made inside the mudroom. At least the inside is enclosed now, somewhat. And this is what it's going to look like. Of course, I'm going to put in all sorts of shelving in here too. But got that window in. These pieces are just a little too dirty to use straight away. I use them for the pieces underneath that you wouldn't see, but now I'm down to all the ones that are going to be seen from the exterior. So I'm just going to plane off the dirt. Waiting for the weather to break to get some more work done on the house, and we finally had a day without rain or snow today. We got about 3 inches or 4 inches of snow yesterday, and then today it's gotten warmer, a little bit warmer. We still didn't get any sun really until just now. Now at the end of the day the clouds have cleared out. But did a little bit of work over here today and finished up this side. And now I just have this last side to do with the door. Because this wall is much taller than an individual piece of pallet wood, these pallet pieces are only like from 61 to 64 inches. I can't span one the entire length of this wall, which is ideally, if you're going to do siding with this kind of board-on-board setup, you would have boards that just stretch the entire length. But because I'm reclaiming and reusing pallet wood, I'm not getting pieces that are long enough to span this entire height of this wall. So I have to cut them off, and I'm cutting them off on a 45-degree angle here where there's a joint between the two pieces of pallet wood, and I space these nailing strips and put one specifically at the length that one of these typical pieces of pallet wood would end, the length of it. So that's where the joint is, and that's where I can connect to that nailing strip. And you kind of have to just do this when you're building with this pallet wood, this reclaimed wood, because you're guaranteed to have longer spans than the length of one of these pieces of wood. So you can see I cut these on a 45-degree angle, and then you just cut the opposite angle on the piece overlapping, and you want to position it like this so that as the weather comes, it's not going to get back up in there. These pieces of pallet wood are 5.5 inches wide, and that's not very wide. And I originally talked about doing board and batten, which would have meant, butting these pieces right up against each other and then having sort of a wood strip. And I just felt like, why bother with that? That seems like a lot of extra work just to make the thin strip and then nail that on as an excess piece. And so I think that with this skinnier wood, this board on board system works much better, and it stretches out and makes better use of your wood. And I think it looks pretty interesting. I think it looks good. I like the board and batten look, but I think that's better for like barn wood and barn siding, where you're going to have much wider pieces of wood. So reclaiming this pallet wood when you're only going to have these thin pieces, I think this overlapping board on board system is better. And I have basically a 3.5 inch space between the boards, and then I overlap 1 inch on each side. So that makes enough of an overlap to keep the weather out. And if I do the nailing properly, and it's pretty good nailing, and the boards are not warpy and bent, then you have a pretty good seal here. And hopefully that connection will stay throughout the life of the wall. We'll have to see how it goes, if things warp or change. But I also used twisted shank galvanized nails to hold these on, because I know in time that if they're not twisted shank or ring shanked, these things will pull out.
Hey there.
Well, I guess this isn't going to work. I thought I was going to be able to mostly finish the mudroom in this video, but it turns out that this door that I got is rotted on the ends here. It was a cast off from somebody who had an extra door, and I didn't notice that the wood was so rotted in there, so I might try to fix it, but I think I'm going to go to town tomorrow and look for a new door to put on, and then I'll be able to enclose that mudroom and finish up the trim. But I'm not going to finish it today. But I'll be sure to keep you updated on the mudroom progress, and hopefully we'll have this thing enclosed before too long.